There are truths that cannot be handed from one person to another. They cannot be inherited. They cannot be purchased. They cannot be proven in debate. They can only be tasted. Long ago, when caravans moved like slow rivers across the earth and wisdom traveled on the backs of camels, there grew a small green leaf. Those who knew how to prepare it said it cleared the mind without stirring restlessness, warmed the body without igniting fire, awakened something that was already there. They called it tea. In the Far East, emperors drank it. Farmers drank it. Old women poured it at dusk. Children carried kettles of it across courtyards, scented with steam. But beyond the mountains and deserts, tea was only a rumor. And rumor, when it travels, does not remain simple. In the kingdom of Locus, the king sat on a heavy throne carved from sandalwood. He had everything that could be owned. What he did not have, he desired.
They say there is a celestial drink, a beverage of wisdom, a liquid of enlightenment. Bring it to me.
Trumpets sounded, silk banners lifted, an embassy departed. They crossed deserts, they crossed rivers. At last, they stood in the court of the emperor. Tea was served in porcelain cups, thin as moonlight. The ambassadors lifted the cups. They sipped. It was warm, fragrant, alive. But later, walking through the village streets, they froze. Farmers were drinking the same tea.
The peasants drink it? Huh?
Then it cannot be celestial.
They returned home.
Well, have you brought me wisdom?
Majesty, the Emperor attempted deception. The drink is common. Even laborers drink it.
Then it is not for me.
And so, though tea had touched his kingdom, he never tasted it. In the land of Noah, there lived a philosopher who collected ideas the way misers collect gold. He never saw tea. He never smelled it. He never tasted it. He gathered testimonies. He compared descriptions.
It is said to be green or black, bitter but also sweet, a leaf that becomes a liquid.
Tea is clearly a metaphysical substance existing beyond ordinary categories.
His students nodded furiously. He wrote volumes titled On the Essential Nature of Tea.
Today we delve into the intricate world of botanical studies and the profound significance of the tea herb.
All true tea comes from this one species. What changes is not the plant itself, but the way the leaf is treated after it is picked.
He never boiled water. In the lands of Koshish and Bebenem, the people were determined.
If tea exists, we will find it. Yes, we will find it.
They searched fields and forests for centuries, but the tea plant was not there.
This one is bitter. This one is poison.
Perhaps tea is a myth.
They were looking for something they had only heard about, but tea had never been planted in their land, and so they never found it. In another land, a small pouch of tea leaves arrived generations earlier. No instructions came with it. So the people did what people often do when they do not understand something.
Per virtutem sacri teae,
Luxa aeterna sit.
mysterium nostrum.
Amen.
The people feared misusing it. So they protected it. They wrapped it in silk. They composed hymns about it.
By candle glow and ancient wood, the sacred leaf misunderstood.
Once a year, the bag was carried in procession. Drums beat, incense rose. The people bowed.
Behold the holy tea.
No one opened it. No one tasted it. One day, a quiet man stepped forward.
Why do you bow to dried leaves?
Silence! It is sacred.
Yes, that is why it should be used. Pour boiling water upon it. Drink. That is its purpose.
The people recoiled. To them, this sounded like destruction. They silenced the traveler. But before he disappeared, he whispered to a few,
Heat is required. Water is required. Time is required. And courage.
A few followed his instructions. They poured, they waited, they drank. No lightning struck, no heavens opened. But something within them softened. The change was quiet, not dramatic, but irreversible. They did not argue anymore. They simply drank.
So this is tea.
When others asked what they were doing, they replied,
medicine.
and they kept tasting. Years passed. Arguments grew sophisticated. Ceremonies grew elaborate. Understanding did not grow at all. Then, one day, a man of knowledge appeared on the great trade routes. He spoke to merchants resting along the Silk Road. He built a small fire, boiled water, and placed leaves in a pot.
What philosophy is this?
No philosophy. Taste.
He carried no banner, no doctrine, only tea. When merchants rested, he would gather them together.
This is only dried leaves. I ask for the heavenly drink. Taste. The journey was long, my friend. Indeed. The mountains grow colder. We should rest longer before the final pass. So this is what they spoke of. It is everything, isn't it? It truly is. The mountain pass ahead will be treacherous.
We must move quickly with the rising sun.
Let's make sure the caravan is prepared. Prove to me that this is tea.
Well, if you will not taste, what proof will satisfy you?
In time, tea spread everywhere. Along the Great Silk Road, travelers began sharing tea.
And then the winds picked up. We barely made it through the pass.
Small tea houses, chaikhanas, appeared.
We have been traveling for so long, and I thought we would never make it here.
Yes, but we did.
Caravans stopped. Strangers shared cups. There were no sermons, no arguments, only steam and tasting. Gradually, something reversed. The humble tasted first. The proud hesitated.
They say a long journey is best accompanied by a good story.
And good tea, my friend.
And in time, the only ones still arguing about tea were those who had never tasted it. And tea had always been simple. Leaf, water, heat. But men had made it complicated. By pride, by fear, by imagination, by worship, by argument. The secret had never been hidden, only untasted. And so it remains in every age. There are those who analyze, there are those who defend, there are those who condemn, and there are those who boil water and drink. For he who tastes knows, and he who does not taste may speak beautifully, but does not know.